The testimony against Diddy is not only shocking, but also convicting. And it looks like this might be the end of the road for Diddy. I mean, we're talking about a man who could be spending the rest of his life behind bars.
It's day one of the celebrity trial gripping much of the nation. Sean Diddy Combs, once one of entertainment's most powerful moguls, accused of crimes so heinous, he faces the possibility of spending the rest of his life behind bars.
It was the first day of Diddy's trial, and after all the legal drama and courtroom formalities, the stage was set. The court was packed, tension hung in the air, and Diddy was putting on a show, blowing I love you kisses to his kids and family like he was at a red carpet event.
Inside the courtroom today, Diddy smiling and blowing kisses to his family.
And not just that, the man had the audacity to sit there with a Bible in his hands. Yes, the Holy Bible. I mean, seriously, Diddy, a man accused of such horrors now acting like a saint? The irony was so thick you could cut it with a knife.
He was wearing a gray sweater in court yesterday, just like a little, Catholic schoolboy, and actually was seen reading the Bible before the... Okay.
And then it got real. 3 witnesses stepped forward, 2 men and a woman the prosecutor called Jane. And you won't believe what they had to say. Just hang tight. The prosecution kicked off with a bang. 6 fierce, determined white lady lawyers took the stage, and they weren't here to play.
So the prosecution now, we know, it just came out today, that they have 5 lawyers on the team, all of whom are 6?
6.
Now, the ones I know of 5, all women. Is the 6th a woman?
Yes.
Okay, so
yes.
6 women, all white. All white.
Correct.
They painted Diddy as this powerful man with an inner circle so dark, it felt like something out of a crime thriller. They said he used his influence to pull off one criminal act after another. And his powerful friends, well, they were his little cleanup crew covering up the dirt.
The prosecution is alleging that it was his inner circle that enabled him to be able to engage in these acts, but also hide these acts from the public and for it to go on for so long.
But it got even worse. The prosecutors claimed Diddy wasn't just into shady deals. He forced women into twisted freak-offs. Oh, and he didn't stop there. They said he coached his then girlfriend, Cassie, and another woman named Jane on how to dress. Lingerie, tall platform heels, white manicured nails, basically turning them into his personal dolls.
So the prosecution now, we know, it just came out today, that they have 5 lawyers on the team, all of whom are 6?
6.
Now, the ones I know of 5, all women. Is the 6th a woman?
Yes.
Okay, so
yes.
6 women, all white. All white.
Correct.
But Diddy's defense team wasn't having it. They came in guns blazing, arguing that this was all consensual. This isn't your bedroom, but don't act like you can judge his preferences, snapped Diddy's attorney, Tini Garagos. According to her, whatever happened was between consenting adults. It wasn't trafficking, it was lifestyle.
While the defense rejected that, saying trying to turn Combs' consensual sexual relationships into sex trafficking, quote, will not work.
And then the real bombshell dropped. The court went dead silent as they played the video showing Diddy physically abusing Cassie in the lobby of the Intercontinental Hotel back in 2016.
Everyone was leaning in and focusing and watching this video. Literally, you can hear a pin drop in that courtroom.
You could hear a pin drop in that room. When the footage ended, Tini Garagos jumped in trying to spin it. She said this wasn't about domestic violence. If it was, Diddy would be facing charges for that, but he wasn't.
You may find his conduct deplorable, but he's not charged with domestic violence. He's charged with other acts.
But then came the first witness, an LAPD officer who once worked as a security guard at the hotel where that fight went down.
Actually, the LAPD officer security guard was actually the first witness, but we talked about him out of order, but yes, only 2. So this guy was working at the Intercontinental Hotel. He's a security guy who actually responded when Cassie got on the phone in the lobby outside of the elevators and called for help.
The hallway, yep.
The hallway, right?
He walked up, and from the moment he started talking, it was clear he had a story to tell. He talked about that night A call from a distressed woman on the 6th floor.
When he got to the floor, he noticed that there was glass on the floor, that the vase and the flowers were broken.
When he got there, what he saw was chilling. Cassie, bruised, packing her things. Diddy was standing there with a look that he described as devilish. And then he saw something else, a man sitting quietly at the corner of the bed. Who was he? Why was he there? No one knows.
So from the very start, the first witness brings the jury into that hallway where he said Sean Combs looked at him with a devilish stare and Cassie Ventura had a purple eye.
So he says he walks them to the room, and when he gets to the room, he's able to see inside, and there's a man in dark clothing.
The security guard said Diddy tried to make it all disappear, offering him money, a lot of money, to keep quiet, but the man said no.
Sean Combs tried to offer him money, to give him money to make this go away, and he said he wouldn't accept the money.
Yet, the defense wasn't letting this fly. They grilled him, asking why he didn't call the police. His answer, Cassie told him not to.
So then Brian Steele was like, well, you also mentioned that you offered to call the police, but Cassie told you not to. Why didn't you put that in your incident report? And he was like, because I didn't think it was important to, like, you know what I mean? She said, don't call the cops.
Why didn't he submit the footage he had? He said it wasn't necessary, but sent it to his wife.
He sent the 2 videos to his wife, and in the video, you hear him laughing, like, look how shiny my shoes are.
Excuse me, what? Next up was Daniel Phillips, and this guy wasn't holding back. He claimed he was paid, to engage in adult activities with Cassie while Diddy watched. $700 to $6,000 per session. And get this, at first, he thought he was going to a bachelorette party.
So Mr. Phillips agreed to go to the Gramercy Hotel to do a performance for a bachelorette party. At least that's what he thought.
But when he got there, it turned into a nightmare. Cassie told him her husband wanted a surprise for her. But it wasn't Cassie he was performing for. It was Diddy.
But when he got to the hotel, to the room, that Cassie opened up the door. He did not know that was Cassie, and that she told him, well, it's my birthday and my husband wants to do something special, so can you give me a massage with this body oil, and then we can just take it from there and see where it leads.
Phillips even described Diddy directing the whole thing like some twisted director on a dark set. Sometimes Diddy even jumped in, and then the courtroom got even more intense. Diddy's daughters walked out. They couldn't take it anymore. Whatever they were hearing was just too much.
Sean Combs's children, his mother, came to court to support him, but when the testimony became graphic, his daughters stood up and walked out. When they came back in at one point, the testimony got more graphic about ejaculation, about urination. That was too much. They turned and walked out again.
And just when you thought it couldn't get worse, Phillips said he once saw Diddy dragging Cassie down the hotel lobby. Why didn't he report it? He said Diddy was too powerful. Even if he reported it, he feared he wouldn't survive the fallout.
When asked by prosecutors why he didn't intervene, he testified, my thoughts was that this was someone with unlimited power, and chances that even if I did go to the police, that I might still end up losing my life.
But wait, this is just the beginning. It's about to get even crazier because Cassie herself will take the stand. Will she bring the final nail in Diddy's coffin? Or does Diddy have some cards left to play? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Diddy is done for, or can he still walk free? Let's see how this unfolds. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next video.